So, you want to hear a disaster that happened last night? As I was working on the Twats compilation last night, as you guys know, and I was taking the clips out, arranging them. So, as I was in the middle of taking the videos and cutting the clips out, I accidentally kicked my power brick and my computer shut off,
Jesus.
and I forgot to save.
Wait,
Did it have an autosave though? Because I know with Filmora you can get an
I
autosave.
I booted it back up, and thank the heavens, Filmora backed it up.
Bruh. That's literally
Film-
happened with me before too. Wait, go on though.
Filmora, our editing software, by the way, John, it backed up my save, so that I only lost one video worth of clips. So I was sitting there like, oh, thank God, because I was also in a VC with a few other people at the time, and they just see me disconnect. I come back and I kicked my fucking power brick, and I was working on the comp and I didn't save it.
There was one time where I was recording. I don't remember what I was recording, and I think this actually happened a couple times. Either my power's gone out from a storm, or I accidentally... Actually, there was one time where, like, you know the switch you have to flick on your computer that turns on, like, the power and all that, and then you press the actual power button to turn it on and boot it up? Well,
Yeah.
my cat stepped on it, and, bro, I was just like... You lucky I'm not a Linity right now. You are so lucky I'm not a Linity, bitch. Because because I lost everything. I unfortunately Filmora did not save my video, and I think it was one of the backrooms videos that we were doing. I think it was from my channel. So it wasn't like the worst thing ever, but it definitely had to spend another 3 hours getting everything back. So and here's something funny as well, real quick. This would have been so embarrassing for George, but not that long ago we were playing Call of Duty gun game, and we were in a 2v2, me and George versus these other two people. I'm not trying to, like, you know, suck my own cock or anything like that, but George will admit, because I'm sure George remembers this game, that I was carrying the shit out of us, and I kept killing these guys, and I probably had, like, I probably had 12 kills overall, and we only lost one match out of the 7. I think there's 7 rounds, right, George? Do you know? Yeah, and, I was carrying the shit out of us. And George was doing okay, but he got like a couple kills, and same with the other team, but I was annihilating this team. These people were clearly Xbox people. Right when we were on the last match, my power goes out, and I get kicked out of the game, and then it's George versus these two other people. And keep in mind, we only lost one of the games, and we were on the last round. We only had to win one more. George proceeds to go on a 5-game losing streak against these people. And I was on voice chat with them, and I'm like, George, I swear you better not lose this. I carried you so hard. But luckily on the very last round, where it was overtime, where, you know, both teams need one more point to win, George was able to clutch up luckily and beat them. But bruh, that would have been so embarrassing. It was funny though, hearing George shit his pants.
Shut up, George.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
I was playing Siege on Xbox with one of my friends, and our power went out, or specifically my power went out in the middle of a ranked game, and I ended up getting like a 2-day ban. I tried appealing it, but you think Ubi's gonna listen?
I mean, bro, to be fair, Ubisoft, you know, like, I'm sure other people have just turned their computers off or Alt F4'd the game and claim that they've lost power. So I kind of understand Ubisoft's point in that. But yeah, Ubisoft's not going to do nothing, and that still does suck.
Yeah.
You want to know what is funny though, real quick? Is that happened to somebody else, not with Siege, but with Madden.
Shut up, George.
Oh, so did you hear me when I was telling John about Ayla's late Christmas present? You ready to work?
Real quick, I think this is a good time to start the intro. What do you think, boys think? We got our like our
You
pre
guys
shit
are-
done.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Deal With It with your hosts Krush, John, and Lenny.
Big Lenny, you
No
mean?
funny
Lenny, you looking fat as fuck
Yeah.
in this frame right now.
All right, with your hosts, Skinny Timmy, Johnny1102, and Big Bone Lenny.
You
Actually,
said
I'm not
John
big
wrong.
boned, I'm fat.
You said George's name wrong. It's John's boyfriend, according to
John.
Lester
More.
B.
I think he's more on his boyfriend's lap right now.
Wait a minute, George. Is that why you
Shut
didn't
up.
want to sit on Santa's lap at the mall that one time?
Up, George.
He doesn't sit on Old Saint Nick, he sits on Old Saint Richard.
I mean, he does in this frame. Bro, I should put a Christmas hat on Richard.
I was about to say, you should have put a Christmas hat on him. Okay, so last year I was like threatening, I was like, Ayla, I'm gonna buy you an anime titty mouse pad. Right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Really? You think that I'm not degenerate enough not to know that? Come on, George, number 2. But yes, I know it
Okay.
is.
So I was like, I'm buying you one. She's like, but I don't have a PC. I can't. What am I gonna use it for? It's gonna be a waste. Well, guess what she has now, and now she has no excuse.
Thing is, though, I feel like she would be happy to have one of those, that type of
Oh,
thing.
especially, I went up to a few of me and Ayla's mutual friends too, and they helped me pick out which one. And I specifically also got her a body pillow, an NSFW body pillow.
Dude, I should have gotten George that.
But here's the worst part. I specifically got her an I specifically
shit.
got her I specifically got her an NSFW body pillow of an underage character.
That's kind of messed up, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't go that far with anyone, I'm gonna be honest.
The character I bought it is 15.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
that's quite something. Quite jolly old Saint
And-
Nick. Jolly old Saint Max 12 over here delivering.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the mouse pad, wrap it in the pillow, and give it to her that way, so she gets 2 in 1.
Speaking of real quick, speaking of Christmas shenanigans, you should let me just tell y'all what I did with George, okay? Because George had a fun time seeing this Christmas troll go down.
George.
Keep going. I'm gonna get up
George,
just for a second, but I can still
throw
hear you.
that through your Christmas giveaway.
So what happened was I decided to get George a Christmas present, and obviously, and I got George a Raven skin, which he broke like 5 minutes after I gave it to him. Or was it just a controller skin? PS5 skin.
I got the D-pad skin attached, but the other controller broke.
Oh my lord, bro. I spent money and this man rips apart my present. But
Hey man, you forgot about my present too. You went on the trip and you found it
He's
back.
getting you another NSFW body pillow of an underage character. Woo!
that's not what I did. That's incorrect. But
Hold on. I have this sitting right behind me. Let's take a look at this thing. You want me to send a
bro,
picture?
why do you have one too? Are you guys trying to be twins or whatever?
No, I bought it. You think I gave it to her already?
Yes, because Christmas already passed. I decided to be a jolly Saint boy, okay? And I gave George a Christmas present that he broke, but I gave George a PS5 skin for a controller and for the PS5, okay? And it was a Raven skin because I'm trying to get George something he wants. But I was looking on Amazon and I saw there was also a Steelers PlayStation skin for the controller, and it was only $15. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and troll George and make him think that I got him a PS5 controller skin only for the Steelers and see his reaction. So cut forward to that day, and Lenny knows what happens. But I go to George's house, and I'm like, dude, he looked George. Wait, let me ask you this now, George. Were you mad after I did that, or no? Like when I gave it to you initially?
Dude, hell yeah, I want to throw it.
But
Like you throw your glasses.
yeah, George, what would go farther, the controller skin or your glasses? Good question.
The glasses, because it's the controller skin, it's not gonna go far, because it's, like thick
Hear that?
paper.
Hear that first, folks. He throws his glasses harder.
Plenty.
Impressive. But anyway, though, so I pull up to George's place, and of course he was late as usual. He was a half an hour late. It took him 30 minutes to get out the door. He had to walk sideways just to get out, that type of thing, because, But after George gets outside, I try and get George to come in the car because it's, cold outside. But, he's all in a hurry because he doesn't want me to be seen by his family or whatever, which isn't a big deal. I don't care. No?
The house was empty, and George parked all the way on the side. And dude, my house was opened, and you never know if someone sneaks inside and robs me.
George, it was a 1-minute walk. It wasn't even on the side. It was like in the middle of your street, and your street's tiny.
I just hear excuses of being lazy.
But anyway, though, yeah, George was I think the real thing is George was just having trouble getting out the door, okay? But
George.
Anyway, so he leaves the house.
Getting out of his driveway.
Maybe it's a good thing he didn't go in the car, because maybe the car would have gone through the ground if that were to happen. But anyway,
that car would have become a lowrider.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty much. The wheels would just explode on impact. But anyway, though, so he doesn't get in the car, so I give him a trash bag with a piece of paper in it, along with the skin. And George, did you look at the piece of paper first or the skin? Which one? The piece of paper had instructions on it. Okay. So he looks at it, and then, dude, the look on his face, he didn't say a word. I could just tell immediately that he was pissed. He looked angry, and he started walking away, and I'm like, George, wait, no. And I thought he was going to say something, but he just started walking away. I'm like, bro, it's just a prank. I had to be like one of those YouTube pranksters where, like, some dude is about to overreact, and you have to say, it's a prank, bro. And then...
The scum of the earth.
Hey, man, it was funny. I don't care. And George...
No, I meant YouTube pranksters.
Some of them, but like Nelk is alright, and like Roman Atwood. It all depends who you're talking about. But anyway, I pop the trunk, I give it to George, and I ask him, so how mad were you? And like, was it a good joke or whatever? We talked a little bit, and then he went inside. And then what's funny is that he sent me a Snapchat of him walking over to the trash can holding the Steelers skin, and he threw it away. But that's not actually what happened, was it, George?
George.
Do you want to know what actually happened? Is George...
Oh, boy, Uncle Tim, tell me.
Don't ever call me. I ain't your damn uncle, son. Get out of here with that shit. But...
Alright. I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
Call me uncle again, and I'll treat you like an uncle, and I'll throw a beer bottle at you, son.
Oh, gosh, I have so many comebacks, but I'm not going to say that.
Shut up, dude. Shut up. I know what you're going to say. Don't even...
What was I gonna say, huh?
Because there's some... No, I don't even want to think about it. Just shut up. But anyway.
Instead of saying uncle, I was gonna go, alright, Dad Tim.
Jesus. You're gonna be paying me child support. I ain't paying you shit, boy. But anyway, it's funny though, because George actually has the Steelers skin on one of his controllers right now.
Oh, George.
Broke the Ravens one.
Dude, I didn't know George was a Steelers fan.
No comment. There's a story in the trip that makes it even worse.
Anyway, but George, wait, on a real note, did you actually get the Ravens PS5 skin itself set up, or no?
Just the D-pad.
Okay,
the one, the skin on the side, no.
So you're still getting it set up then?
No, I ripped it.
Oh my god, dude.
So speaking of the Ravens, there was a moment when I was on vacation that happened. And what happened was there was a lady I saw walking down the streets in Honolulu wearing a Ravens shirt, and she was specifically wearing Lamar's number. I literally walked by her, I was like, hey, isn't that the jersey of Lamar Griffin III, the best running back in the NFL? And she's like, hey, yo, what you say?
What?
She was a black lady.
Lenny, ain't
was
no
like,
way.
hey, what you say?
Ain't no way. No.
You got a Lester B body pillow.
George, how mad would you be if I got you something like that? Like a custom-made body pillow of Lester B?
Dude, I would have never accepted that.
He would have burned it.
Hey man, what if I
Nope.
were to walk up to your front door and then I put the body pillow up there so it's standing on its own, I ring then leave, and then I have a note that just says for John.
Just get like a cardboard cutout of Lester B.
No, just literally, it's gonna look like a Minecraft character of just Lester B's face, and everything else is just standard Steve gear or whatever.
His video, it's his face in the smoke break.
Pretty much.
George.
Okay, so before we get into our trip, because our trip was, oh man, our trip was eventful for good and bad reasons. Let's talk about Lenny's first, because Lenny, you went on a trip to Hawaii.
Yep.
So Lenny, I know you just told us, you know, how you pissed off some Ratbird fan, but
Ratbird.
that's what Steelers call the Ravens, the Ratbirds. George taught me that term. Lenny, what'd you do on your trip? I'm just curious.
I stayed on a shithole of an island for about a week. Got bitten 8 times by mosquitoes. Saw some nice views though. And then the place I was before that, I pretty much spent the whole time in Pearl Harbor.
So I have a question real quick, because wait, George, are you actually there or are you not there?
I'm here.
Because
He's
one
here.
of our
He's just like wanting to kill us right now.
one of our friends is trying to get a job in Hawaii. But Lenny, here's my question though. I was gonna ask because you said it was a shithole. You said that you kept getting bitten by mosquitoes in December.
Correct. And on Kauai.
Yeah. So is Hawaii overrated? That's my question.
No. Depending on where you go, anyway. The sights and weather are amazing, except some of the islands are hell. If you go to the Big Island and Oahu, though, it's pretty nice.
What about like if you had to live there though, like not just staying there for a bit?
Okay, so to be honest, would I live there? No, but some people like it, some people don't. I guess.
Okay.
I guess it depends on who you are.
Well, I'm just
Because
asking. Oh,
my
go.
grandparents loved that place, and they actually lived there for a few years.
Hmm.
So it all depends on who you are and what your preferences are.
The reason I ask is because it has a stereotype of, being a tropical paradise and shit, so I just want to know
Well,
if...
it is.
Well, yeah, but when it sounds like when you describe it as a shithole of an island and getting bit by a gazillion mosquitoes, it doesn't exactly sound like that. It sounds more like the Tom Hanks movie Castaway. A little bit more like that.
Okay, so the best way to describe it is, well, actually, this is the exact way, is Hawaii's multiple islands, but we were on one island, and we went to 2 islands in specific, Oahu, where that's where Honolulu is, and then Kauai, that's where I didn't have a fun time there.
Okay. So it's not like, it's not like an exact tropical paradise, but it is just more of a tropical island, I guess, in certain parts then, right?
Yeah.
And then other parts it's just a shithole.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm just wondering because, our
And then if
friend
you go to
is-
Honolulu, then it's just a city. There's really nothing else to say. It's a city.
Interesting. Okay. Well, how would you rate your trip, though? I'm just curious.
Which part?
The whole trip as a whole.
Okay, so I'm gonna break it into 2 parts. Oahu, I'd say 8 out of 10. 7 out of 10. And then Kauai, 5 out of 10. The sights were nice.
Okay. All right, that's good.
The
How
sights were
long
nice.
were you there again?
Everything. Almost 2 weeks.
Well, Lenny, here's what you gotta do, okay? And this is something that I kept saying to George to piss him off, is I'll say, all right, you pay for it, Lenny. And then what you should do, Lenny, is you should say, okay, I'll pay for it, and I'll put it on John's tab. That's what you gotta say.
I'm not gonna do that.
That's some shit that I wasn't saying that to like the actual people, like bartenders or whatever. I kept making jokes with George. I'm just like, George, can you buy us ice cream and put on your tab? And every time he'd be like, hell no.
And I was also scaring George because if you go in the water park, it's tall as shit. You gotta like climb all the way up the stairs. And
Yeah.
I was messing with George. I'm like, yo, some of these bolts aren't fully packed in. We could all fall.
Were they metal stairs?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Great Wolf Lodge, it's all wood.
Or
We
no,
weren't at
sorry,
Great
it's wood.
Wolf.
My bad. It's wood. It is wood. My bad.
Oh, you were at Great Wolf?
It wasn't wood,
No, no, no,
George. It
no,
was
no.
concrete.
Eh,
Have you
You-
guys ever been to Great Wolf Lodge?
I did.
I
Yes.
have, and I don't know what George is talking about. He's getting concrete mixed up with wood somehow.
And the one I went to in Washington was wood.
hmm
Mm.
But this
Anyway,
wasn't Great Wolf Lodge though. This was just a regular water park with Hard Rock. Was it, George?
no showboat.
Showboat. Okay, yeah. We didn't
Either
stay
way,
at the
don't
hotel
matter.
though. We didn't stay at the hotel though. We stayed at an Airbnb right next door. But
Yeah, either way, it do not matter.
that wasn't what scared me though. It's just George. I mean, I didn't get like scared. I was just like, kind of getting cold feet or whatever because of the height. And George, it wasn't that because I knew the place obviously was tested and stuff like that. And if we ever did like start falling over, then bro, I'm gonna start pushing bitches out of the way so I can escape. You kidding me? Or
gonna
I'm
be
gonna
like
run
a-
all the way to the top and just push the lifeguard into the tunnel and use him as like a life raft while I'm escaping, something like that. But no, George kept on telling me to look down, and I'm just like, shut up, the whole time.
Okay, so can I tell a story from a water park? And
Yeah, go on.
I'll never forget this. This was my first time at Grey Wolf Lodge. Ayla's stepdad and her brother went down just the two-man slide, right? And we were waiting for them at the exit, like outside the pool. And we see their raft come flying out at terminal velocity. Like,
Jesus Christ.
and her stepdad just bails backwards, and with the weight lost from him rolling off the thing, the raft and his brother go flying, and he almost goes flying out of the pool.
Jesus
They were going
Christ.
that fast, and I remember we were sitting there like, oh my god. Like, we were sitting on the outsides of the pool, just like waiting for them. We actually had to get out of the way, otherwise we were threatened of getting hit.
Speaking of things that weren't going very fast, let me tell you about a race me and George had at the water park. There was one ride where me and George could race each other in the tubes. And the way it worked was, like, I don't know if this works with all water parks. I assume it probably does. But there's two tubes next to each other, obviously, because it's a 1v1. And you have to wait for the lights to turn green, number one, so that there's nobody else in the tube while you're racing, and number two, so that y'all know when to start, obviously. You know what I mean? So, George is going to give you 2,000 excuses on why he lost momentarily, just letting you know right now, okay? But long story short, it was me versus George, okay? And I destroyed George by 5 seconds in the race.
Dude, I slipped, bro. I slipped.
So, I mean, to be fair, on George's end, before we went up, so basically, you kind of have to, like, belly flop onto the raft and then, like, go through the tunnel and then, win the race that way. And whoever goes basically penguin sledding or whatever you want to call it in the water tube, and then reaches the end first wins. That's how it works. And George and other people I saw as well, even before us, apparently slipped on the what's it called? On like the ground that you're
The runway.
The runway, yeah. Right when he was about to go on the raft. But luckily for me, I was super prepared, and we had a bet on the line as well. The bet was whoever loses has to buy the other ice cream. And the night before we went on this, I was bitching at George all night while high and drunk. I'm like, George, can you buy me ice cream, man? Just messing with them because last time we were in Virginia Beach and I was like really high and drunk. George bought me ice cream to try and wake me up, and it didn't work. And I was just trolling him basically. And I ended up winning, and George bought me ice cream, and it was so beautiful. And George was originally only going to spend like $1 or something on dipping dots, but the card reader at the machine didn't work, so George had to buy me $8 ice cream. Park. But let's start from the top, though, George. So you want to start, or you want me to start with our trip? Because our trip was quite something.
Restart.
Just got the boring shit out. So I picked up John, I picked up my other friend, and we drove all the way down there, and It was a pretty normal drive for the most part. We were just chilling, doing whatever. Now, here's what the only thing that actually happened in the car, which George is gonna deny this 2,000 times, okay? But what
Dude,
happened was,
no, it wasn't me, bro. I'm dead serious.
bro, I don't know because I feel like our other friend would have admitted it. I would have admitted it, and then you gave off too many signs, dude. So here's what happened, okay? Let me tell y'all and put y'all in
Dude, I
my
smelled
shoes.
that shit.
Hey, hold on, buddy. Hold on. Let's start from the top. So, here's what happened, okay? So, we were talking in the car or whatever, and we're not even that far away. We're probably like 15 minutes away from the place, okay? We went 99%, or I don't know, like 97% of the car ride without any kinds of incidents, okay? George is all giggly, and he tells me, hey, man, I have to pull a Lester B.
No,
That
I
was
didn't say that, bro.
Dude, you did say that. Don't even lie, George. You did say that. You were like
No,
laughing and all that too. What'd you say
no,
then?
no. When I said I pulled a Lester B, it was like critical thinking wise, like I was being dumb.
So you farted.
No,
You didn't, George. That's literally not helping your case. That makes it worse because you basically just admitted you did it. But it sounded George either said that or he said, "Hey man, I pulled a Lester
no,
B" or
no,
something like
no,
that.
no, no, because you asked me a question. You asked me a question, and I answered it completely wrong or something, and I said that.
I don't think that happened, bud.
Whatever, George.
But anyway, though, George said that he was all giggly and all that, and I'm like, huh? And I think, George, actually, to make it even worse, I think you said that right after our other friend said he had to use the bathroom, which, shut up, George. Don't even say what you're going to say. We'll talk about that
Mhm.
later. Oh, man, I don't even want to talk about that. But George said that, like, right after our other friend said that. And then, I shit you not, 30 seconds later, I see George pulling the window down. And then another 2 seconds later, I'm like, ah! Because it's clear as hell that someone ripped ass in my car. And I rolled down the window and I'm like, who just did that? And then I think about it for a second and I'm like, God damn it, George. That's what you meant by you pulled a Lester B. And then for the next like 5 to 10 minutes, George is just completely deny that he ripped ass in the car. And I'm not even mad, bro.
If I did, honestly, if I was in the car with you guys and it starts smelling and I did it, I'd just go like, yeah, honestly, this is I'm exactly like my grandpa in this case. You know what I would do?
Hmm.
If I had to fart and let's say Krush was driving, just for context, I would lean over toward, if I'm in the front seat like John was, I would lean over past towards him and then go, damn, I think the car's axle's a little squeaky.
Well, listen, boys, okay? Number one, if it was me, I would pull SpongeBob. Instead of saying I'm ugly and I'm proud, I'd say, I farted and I'm proud. After we all linked up and all that, we hit a bar and we drank. Well, me and my friend drank. Well, me and my other friend and one of my other friends started drinking and just talking about shit. And then George was there with his root beer. Like a
Shut up,
good
George.
teddy bear. Second day, it was the water park, and then
Dude. I was getting annoyed that, dude, we
Mm-hmm.
were bar hopping, like, our friend Phil wanted to bar hop every goddamn, like, there were days, there were, like, I think it was the second day where he wanted to keep bar hopping, but we were all tired as hell. And he was like, oh man, yeah, I'm like, bro, I literally told him, like, bro, I know you're on a trip, but dude, stop wasting your goddamn money. And
I
I
know.
was at,
Go ahead,
uh-huh,
John. No, go ahead.
I was at that point. I'm like, I told him, like, bro, like, we don't want to keep bar hopping because that's basically all you wanted to do. And then he kind of like threw an what do you call that? He kind of
Yeah,
threw
John.
a tantrum on me, and I'm like, bro, I don't care, bro.
yeah,
I know with
go on.
there's it's like, as our friend Jess is not in the US, she's in Australia. But I know we always joke around. If I ever go to her part of Australia, she's gonna take me bar hopping.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's fine if, you do it, but I think you also should. Oh, here's my point of view, okay? So, well, number one, the dude that was getting mad with John, I was kind of getting mad a little bit at him too, because it was just me and him, and John and our other friend went to do other stuff, and we were both just at this bar, and we were drinking and doing whatever. I think I drank like a Jack, a Moscow Mule, and a few other just weird whiskeys and whatnot. I think I drank some Hennessy that night as well. But I'm trying to talk to the dude and just make small talk and just try and catch up
Hey,
on
how are
life
ya?
and because dude, the place we're at as well, all these people are like old as shit as well, and I wasn't or making out or doing whatever. It was like it was honestly like a little club area we were at in this casino, but the guy was giving me a hard time as well, and my point of view on the whole thing is I think there's nothing wrong with doing it, but if you're trying to force other people to go when they don't want to, then yeah, you're not the person that's in the right in that situation. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was getting mad at him too. I'm not even gonna lie. And he was pulling a Lester B kind of. Because Lester B, and here's the reason I think he was doing it is because our one friend, the guy that me and George were kind of mad at, mainly George, and I guess the other dude, he's kind of like Lester B a little bit in terms of like wanting to go bar hopping here and there. And I think it's because he's trying to find like a girl or something. And he also dresses up in outfits that.
Dude, this man dressed up as a cowboy. I'm like, what the actual fuck?
Dude, I mean, he rocked it though. To be fair, he looked like this man looked like a fatter version of Sheriff Woody. I really hope he's not watching this. If you're watching this, it's just a prank, bro. Don't kill me. But
You got a friend rolling.
hey, man, we can't say the typical Toy Story line like "you got a friend in me" because that's copyrighted by John and Lester. But
I don't know.
but But no, he I think he was trying to score whatever because we also were at a bar earlier that day as well, and we
I just thought of something so bad.
say it.
No, freaking, you got a friend in me. That's copyrighted by Pixar and Disney. John and Lester copyrighted. You got a John on me.
Shut the fuck up, Lenny. Shut up, Lenny.
Sorry, John. I couldn't help it.
Hey man, I got a John in me.
Fuck you.
But anyway, though, but yeah, no, he basically wanted to do that, and it was a little bit awkward. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that kind of happens, dude. I hope that's not like George. I hope that any future vacations we go on, that's not a reoccurring theme, because that also happened in Virginia Beach with you and Dylan as well when he owed you money.
Like I told George, my next trip with George, I'm never ever doing like in our friend group because we find things that's dude. The next trip I go with George is when me, you, and Lenny go somewhere. Friend too farted on George while he was asleep.
No. That's not what happened. That's completely
Yes.
different. No, that's not what happened. So I
No,
have to
no,
share.
no. I want to hear John's story first. Let's let him tell
I'm
this
telling.
one.
What do you mean? I'm the one that told him.
I want John to tell this one.
Amen.
He's gonna tell a bunch of lies. That's what he's gonna tell.
No. So George told me that he had a hard time sleeping.
George, I hate you.
This is
He would-
starting off really badly.
Some bullshit
Dude.
already.
George told me that he would wake up randomly during nighttime or in the middle of the morning, because he would just hear our friend just ripping ass.
Oh shit. God damn
He
it.
just-
He's not lying.
He would just hear our friend ripping ass, and George told me that he would just hide underneath the cover just to not smell it.
Bruh, I thought he was gonna lie and say something like I went under the covers with him or something. But he's actually not lying. Dude, I'm never sharing a room with that dude again. He's one of my good friends, but dude, Like, I'm not kidding. I woke up 3 times one night because of
Dude,
Okay.
that. And
dude,
dude, I literally hid under the covers the whole night, and I'd rather suffocate than suffocate on that, bro. Like,
Let me ask you guys this: if, let's say theoretically we're all on a trip, how mad would you be if I just ripped a very loud long run? Because
I
that's
told
bound
George,
to happen.
dude, I told George if we get our own, like, if us three go on a trip, all of us is gonna get a room because I am not bunking with anybody.
well, here's
No,
what
Because
I'm
I
we're
don't
getting
gonna
want.
a
do.
room.
Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, since George likes using a fan, Lenny, he's gonna have a fan in his bed. Okay, that's gonna like cool him off under the covers. And what you gotta do, Lenny, is you gotta walk up to the fan, fart in it, and then the fart will go under the covers with George. Then they'll be like, ah,
George,
he would start choking like
George,
Lena Rhodes.
George, you know what? Kind of felt bad for your friend,
Hmm.
dude. So I kind of was messing with the thermostat, dude. I had that bitch at 61 degrees. It was set at 68 when when we got there. But like I just remembered, like that's why when I wake up in the mornings, it's freezing as hell. I would use two covers when I go to sleep because it was freezing, and I forgot to like change the thermostat.
Dude, he doesn't care. If anything, you should be more, you should feel more sadness and like you ain't shit because we all three of us had beds and he had to sleep on the couch and he was the only black dude on the trip.
Okay, so here's
Yeah,
another reason I didn't. Speaking of couches, another reason I didn't like my trip was, so the place we stayed, we rented. It was a hotel technically, but it was like a condo hotel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was, so my aunt and cousin had one room. My dad and mom had another, and I had the couch for a week.
Mm.
damn. I would have gotten my own place. Hell, fuck
Because
that.
I do. It's like I don't mind sleeping on a couch, but but they're like, oh, you could sleep in a bed with us. Like I'm not sharing a bed with you ever again.
Hey man,
Oh,
hey man, Lenny would they would fall out of their seat once Lenny rolled around.
Lenny, what you gotta
Or
do is you
Alpha.
gotta fart under the covers and then they'll leave and they'll go on the couch. Then you'll have the bed all to yourself.
My mom's used to it. She sleeps next to my dad every night.
Well, then you gotta outdo your dad, bud. You gotta like eat. You gotta eat whatever the
Okay,
Powerpuff Girls, were formed
sugar,
with.
spice,
What?
and every nice.
You
What
gotta eat
kind of
like chemical X or whatever, and then it's gonna be like rat poison. Except it's gonna be like parent poison. They'll run away. That's what you gotta
So
do.
hey
you say
man?
that this happened when I was really young. So I'm not even ashamed to say it anymore because I'm way past that. When I was younger, I actually slept with my parents. I didn't sleep in my own bed. I slept with my parents when I was younger,
How about you
and
just drop a dookie in the sheets? Then they'll run.
I have done that.
Did it
But
work?
yes. But on top of, but what else? But what happened was there was one night where I woke up in the middle of me and my mom woke up in the middle because we kept smelling something rancid, and she was like, "Dad keeps ripping ass." So we had to get out and grab towels and fan out the room because somehow he's overpowering the room like a ceiling fan already, and all the windows were open in the room too, and he was still outpacing it.
Hmm. To be fair, though, on our part, the couch that we made our friend sleep on, number one, he was happy to do it, and number two, it actually wasn't a bad couch. It was kind of comfortable. So,
Oh, that must have been nice. The one I slept on was was practically made of rocks and rocks and friggin' burlap sacks.
mm-hmm,
Felt like I was sleeping on a burlap sack. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Hey man, on the bright side, on the no, sorry, downside, dude, we got George hella triggered. It was the second night. Oh no, it was the last night.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Dude, George was mad as a
Well,
motherfucker.
I wasn't gonna say that yet, but I guess we could. I mean, dude, I was kind of being a bitch as well because I was also like 3 drinks in as well, and I think whenever
And
I
he
drink, like, I think now whenever, because there's drinks that will get everyone. I think all drinks depend on the mood, but there are just some drinks I think that if you're are, you know, that will immediately get you hyperactive and it'll make you feel like you're Superman in a way, you know. But I drank like 2 cups of Hennessy or whatever, and not shots. They were bigger than shots, like actual cups of Hennessy. And I think I drank like, what else did I drink? It was some kind of
3
vodka.
bottles.
I don't remember. It was some kind of, yeah, 3 bottles of vodka as well. Totally. And I was also under the influence when I got mad, but basically they want to do George and everyone else want to do go-karts, and
Let me tell this.
mhm.
So yes, I did tell George go karting would take 15 minutes. Because Lenny, have you ever gone go karting?
Yes.
All right. So you know you go karting, it goes by pretty quick. Like 7 riders at a time, and then and then 7 more, so the line goes by faster. This go kart that we went to, it's literally a reservation because George, you know how we made a reservation for 550.
Yes.
Dude, when we got there, everything was backed up because there were like multiple race. Like there was like, let's say just one person picked this time slot at 5 o'clock. Only that one person is allowed to race. So he's literally just racing by himself. So they were going by reservation, and then when we got there, our number was 64. They were at 48, and then they had to go from 48, 49, 50, and it takes longer because this guy he was having the time of his life, meaning all stressed out, saying like he was cursing out n word because he was black. He was cursing out n words left and right, calling these people like, and then dude, we literally waited there for almost an hour and a half. George, so yeah, so base George, I told him like you were mad as shit at us, and then what cheered you up is when we ate at that food at that Italian place, and then when you shit on me for the Browns game.
Yeah, no,
And
it ended up on the positive for sure.
and this man saw the raw emotion of me watching a football game, and I spilled drinks all over me because of that shit too.
Wait, you spilled drinks? I thought you just pissed your pants over the Browns.
Shut up! No, shut up, George.
That's not piss, Krush.
The best part was George was sitting right next to a Steelers fan that was rooting for the Browns.
Shut up,
Krush,
George.
that's not. Hey man, that's not pee, man.
George, you like Joe Flacco that much, huh?
Shut the fuck up, bro.
But no, I mean, like I said before, I was just hungry as well. I was hangry. I needed a Snickers for sure, but
He was angry.
I didn't even have to pay for none of it. Like George bought me one. My one friend bought me 2, I think.
Wait, I only bought you. What are you talking about?
The drinks.
Yeah, I spent $60 plus a tip on the first night, treating everyone.
Oh no, I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about the last night while we were watching the Browns. Dude, I want to hear you complaining. I had to spend $85 on a DoorDash order for everyone from McDonald's of all places.
Dude, you can't blame that on me, bro.
Your order was the biggest.
Shut up, George. Mine was $14. I can prove it.
Oh,
I
man.
literally got 2 bacon, egg and cheese, biscuit, and 2 hash brown. That's it. Our other friend, went crazy.
Dude, if it was Dylan there, he would have made the amount go into like the 120s. I guarantee it. But so I mean, we pretty much covered most of everything, but there was.
It was just,
one
dude, the
more
restaurants
thing that happened.
it was just the restaurants that were just fucking expensive.
Dude, everything was so pricey down there. I bought some clothes and all that too. I didn't buy too much, just a little bit. I mean, I had a good time for the most part. I would give the trip, I would say a 7 out of 10, like you did. The big bad side though was that the weather was so garbage down there. It was terrible. The only other thing left that I can think of is, damn, George, I'm gonna let you say it. I don't even want to say it.
Golden Shower 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, George got pissed on again.
No, George's car got pissed on by our friend.
Well, he named his car
I-
George.
I literally, George, you tell the
After
story because
Scream
I want to get your perspective. I did spoil this yesterday. I want to hear your.
Alright, so
perspective.
here's what happened, bruh, and dude, I think I'm gonna ban the guy from the car for a while. To be fair, this is gonna sound bad, but like it actually could have been way worse. Okay, to be fair.
Wait,
But
George,
what happened?
Just keep talking. I'm gonna make food.
Fat ass.
I want to go eat lunch too.
Hey, no, you're sitting here and you're gonna have something to think about while you're eating, bud. Okay? Because I have to
I'm not
suffer.
gonna eat in here.
So listen.
I'm not gonna eat in here. Family's in the living room. Remember?
All right. Well, here's what happened. Okay, so. Ugh, this sucks. This is, bro. I'm gonna make George sit in the back seat going forward now
Okay.
to troll him. But
George, I swear to fucking God, I swear.
I'm gonna be like, George, there's no room in the front. You're gonna have to sit in the back.
Bring your cat and put her in the front.
I'll be like, this is a reserve, George. Sorry. So here's what happened, okay? So number one, this was yesterday when we were leaving. George was all up on us to get out, and it's funny enough because George was the last one to leave the room when we were leaving. To be fair, though, he was...
Wait. Lenny.
What?
I want to
What?
defend myself. So, I'm the one that, got the Airbnb, right? So I'm basically responsible for making sure everything is fully cleaned, organized, and then everything from the checkout information needed to be done. I was mad at George and our friends because they were watching what were you guys watching? The one with John
Peacemaker.
Cena. Peacemaker. And we had less than 30 minutes. And these motherfuckers haven't started. I mean, they were kind of packing, but like not even close. And George had the audacity to tell me that you got time, man. We got time. And I'm like, bro, come on.
Because we did have time. It was 10 o'clock. And George, last time I remember, which was literally yesterday, when you finished getting done packing and getting ready to take your stuff out, I was also done at 10:20, and we all took our stuff out together. It was the last guy we were waiting for because he had to get his car and bring it to the building.
Mm-hmm.
And George, you were still technically the last person to leave and lock up and all that.
George, I was supposed to be the last one to leave because I had to make sure everything was checked out or everything was good before I locked doors.
Even though I already did that.
He's like, did we leave our black guy there? Oh,
George.
Oh god, we left the black guy in the closet again. George is being a woman though, because we were fine. I don't know why he's stressing so much. Imagine we left something in the room and George gets the $300 fine. It won't happen. Don't worry, George.
You get fined for leaving things in the room.
When we were driving, we were about an hour in, okay? And George was taking a nap. And I was actually trying to talk to George a little bit, but he was, sleeping. I didn't want to wake him, and, I can drive just fine on my own. And I was already kind of annoyed because we had to drive through 3 tolls, and we had to spend a whole bunch of money on just nonsense. Which, by the way, when we were going down, something I forgot to mention was there was this one cash toll that I don't have an easy pass. I need to get one. And we would go through all the cash tolls, and there wasn't anyone in this one easy pass lane. And the cash lane, and I probably shouldn't be saying this here, but since there wasn't anyone in there and I couldn't make my way around, I just went through it. I said, fuck it, who cares? But with all these though, there were people in there, and we had to waste like $15 on this garbage. But I was driving, and we're trying to go to this Cracker Barrel, and my one friend is in the back seat, and he's acting all weird, and he's acting like a sped kid. He's just moving constantly and all that. And he's just like, hey guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news or something like that, but I need to use the bathroom. And then me, I'm just joking around. I'm like, come on, George, or something like that, you know, because he has to use it really early. It's only an hour and then whatnot. And I'm just like, all right, well, just wait 10 minutes. We'll be at Cracker Barrel. And I realized we had 10 miles left, and I knew we weren't going to be there in 10 minutes. It'll probably be like 20. But I didn't want to pull over. And he's just like, I can't hold it for 10 minutes. And oh man, I shouldn't be laughing, but it was pretty funny. So I'm just still driving, and he's just like constantly moving back there, going crazy. And I'm just like, dude, you're acting like a sped kid that took some soda. Why won't you stop moving? Just sit still. And he's just like, I really have to pee. I really have to pee. And he's just like, we need to pull over. And I'm like, dude, just wait 5 more minutes. And he's like, I need to go. And I was about to make a turn off and exit because I was like, oh, fine, I'll settle.
Wait. George, can I tell this?
Fine, go on.
So basically, I was awakened. Dude, this man, like George said, he kept telling George that he has to go. And I was awoken to him. He just started screaming like crazy, like, pull over, pull over, pull over. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I woke up confused as shit because I was having like a really good nap. And, dude,
real quick, I'm just curious, George, were you concerned when you woke up? Did you think something serious was happening, like we're in the Fast and Furious or something?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't see him at first. When I heard pull over, I literally thought we got a cop was pulling us over. Until I saw him in the back having a seizure.
Or what looked like a seizure.
Yeah, because he wouldn't stop moving, dude. He kept on non-stop moving.
Alright, I'm gonna mute because I'm cooking.
But
All
right, but yeah, so we're on this road, and he's just like, pull over. He was like screaming at me, and I've never really heard him yell, and I'm just like, bro, just wait 1 fucking minute. And I pulled over, and then like not even 10 seconds later, because I was being peer pressured like crazy, even though we were in the middle of like, it wasn't a busy area, thank God, but there were still cars on the road, and I can't just pull over and let someone take a piss in public because I don't want to get in trouble.
And man, wait, don't forget about Duck Dynasty guy that like.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'll include him in a second, but but he starts yelling at me, so I just pull over to this one random like parking lot little area, and there's nothing there except one construction worker that's doing something there, and I don't think we're supposed to be there. I think he was expecting more people, but he sees us, and the guy is rushing out of the car, but bro, it was too late because because he's rushing out and he left a trail on my fucking back seat.
Didn't you start? I thought you started messing with him because this is what I told Lenny.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. No, so when we're going down, wait, hold on.
No.
Fine.
No. When he was trying to get out, I thought George was trying to mess with him. He kept locking the door, and it's like, open the door.
No. That's not what happened. So no. Really? The only thing I did to mess with him, because dude, I thought he was overreacting like crazy, because he gave me less than 5 minutes this whole time. This was all happening in less than 5 minutes. Okay, if you need to use it, you need to give me more of a heads up, especially when we're in the middle of fucking nowhere, you know. But I started trolling him a little bit right before we turned in, and I'm like, dude, think of microwaves, think of this and that. Then I fucked with him and said, and now think of waterfalls. and he called me an asshole.
No, and then we literally saw like a waterfall or a water fountain, and you're like, look at that.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it, because we saw like a sprinkler.
Yeah.
But I pulled over, and it's just us and this construction worker. He's just looking at us, and then I see my friend try and run out, and I'm unlocking the damn door. He's stupid, and he should know how to open the door. But I look back, and oh man, I hate telling this part. And bro, I see a bunch of drops on the back seat. It looked like someone was in the rain.
When I turned around, when I looked at his pants and I just saw something dripping, I'm like, what the fuck?
And
Bro,
then,
and guess
and then this man had the nerve that when he left the car, he's like, "Oh, I don't have to go anymore." I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna kill you. Like, I was so angry after he said that. And dude, the
He just gets
construction,
out and goes, "Hey, I don't have to go anymore."
bro, I'm not even kidding. I told him go behind that dumpster, and he's like, "Why? I don't need to use it anymore." I'm just like, bro, you better go, or else I'm gonna beat the shit out of you and leave you there. I wanted to say that, but and then, dude, I was really angry for about 30 seconds, and then I saw the construction worker just watching everything go down, and he looked so confused, and he looked like he was about to walk up and be like, "Hey, you guys can't be here." And bro, if he was gonna do that, I was gonna snap. Like, I was gonna be like, "All right, look here, listen," and be like, "Bro, a man just literally pissed in my car, so unless you want to clean it up, then get out." You know, just I was gonna snap on this guy, but he ended up walking away, and he just looked so confused. And bro, like, I was so angry, but dude, I'm gonna be honest, like, him freaking out and George constantly laughing, I just couldn't help but burst into laughter, even though, you know, I literally, my car got peed on.
no. I started
did.
trolling George too. I started yelling at him like, "Pull over, pull over." I was just trying to like, I wanted to see if George's
Fucker.
anxiety
I thought you were
attack.
being serious. I didn't know you were trolling.
I was trolling and being serious at the same time.
But dude, this man pissed his pants.
Dude,
And then
did he switch pants while we like stopped by on that farm?
I think he did, because he disappeared for like 5 minutes at one point. And dude, he disappeared for like 5 minutes, and we're like, where did he go?
George,
He pissed and ran.
George, a black guy on the farm doesn't always end well, so I thought something bad happened.
It was a farm we were on. That's how messed up. Maybe the construction worker put him in the back of the truck.
Whacked in the bed. He was like, "All right, boys, prepare the slave trade."
Yeah, like Dark Side Phil would say. Bro, dude, I told him though, I'm like, you're cleaning this up when we're at Cracker Barrel. And dude, the thing is though with this dude is he's not like Dylan, Lester B, John's boyfriend.
Shut up.
And when we got to Cracker Barrel, it was like a 15-minute drive or something like that. It wasn't too far, because I was kind of mad. I still was kind of mad, and I forced George to
No,
to
George
find a
got mad
closer
at me. No, yeah, George got mad at me because I picked the one by Delaware. It was in the middle of Maryland, and you know where we are. So it was a 30-minute.
I wasn't mad at you, dude. I may have sounded mad at you, but I wasn't mad at you. I just wanted another Cracker Barrel to go to that was closer.
Dude, Cracker Barrel's top notch. One of the best. Dude, that shit I ate. Oh my god, I wanted to order one more.
We went in the Cracker Barrel though, and I told him, bro, you're cleaning that up while we're here, and we're not leaving till you do it. And the difference between him and John's boyfriend is
Shut up, George.
is he actually, you know, took responsibility. He went to Wawa, he got like soap, he got like everything he needed, and he scrubbed that shit clean. He did a good job. Like, there was no more smell in the car. It was actually cleaner than it was before we got in, to be fair.
You know what sucks? He peed on George's. Because George like all his old clothes in his car. Probably peed on that shit too.
No, he didn't. I mean, dude, even if he did, it didn't really matter, because here's the thing, is even though he took a piss in my back seat, and everything back there was dirty anyway, so it really didn't matter that much. I cleaned it, bro. I threw all that shit in the wash the second I got back immediately. But no, it wasn't. I mean, for the most part, though, it didn't really get on the floor. I don't think it got on the floor at all. It was all on the seat, though, because he was like, bro, dude, he was right, as my coworker would say, he was right there. He had it right there. And he was climbing over the seat and taking a piss, it looked like. That's what I think happened. So it wasn't on the floor, it was just on the seat, but...
You know what the funny part was?
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing?
No, yes, the whole thing, but like... George, he was on the seat behind you, yet he tried exiting on the door behind me.
Yeah, he did.
He could have saved it, bro. Like he could have saved your car from getting pissed on. But he decided to go the opposite direction.
No, listen, even though, I'm not proud to say my car got peed on, it may be a blessing in disguise because now I'm gonna make George sit back there all the time.
No,
And
George, I'm never getting in your car ever again. I'm banning myself from your car.
that's not gonna happen for very long, George. We're gonna schedule lunch. You're gonna forget, and then you're gonna sit in the back, and I'm gonna remind you, and you're gonna be like, and then you're gonna try and climb to the front.
George, my dad
Gonna sit
always
on the
gets,
roof.
George,
Yeah,
my
you're gonna be
dad
a Christmas
always,
tree.
my dad always gets mad at me if it's just me and him driving, or he's driving. He always tells me like, I'm not your Uber driver if I sit in the back.
Well, I'll just be like, so where to today, sir? We going to Three Dog Deli?
Shut up, George.
I mean, it could have been way worse. That's all I'm gonna say. And it was still a good trip, I feel. And one of the best parts, which I forgot to include as well, is I pranked the shit out of George and one of our other friends.
Shut
And
up, George. No, I was hoping you forgot about this.
And what happened was, number one, the dude that like got mad at George, who wanted to go to the bar constantly, when he came to the Airbnb a little later, like an hour and a half later after we got there, I pranked him, and I had an old clown mask in the back of my trunk, and I grabbed it. And when he walked in, I had the mask on, and I was in the dark living room, and he walks in, he has his back towards me, and then he turns around, I'm like, you want to play a game? Or something like that in a Saw voice. Like the horror movie Saw, and he's just like, "Aye!" and then jumped and almost punched me square in the face. And it was hilarious seeing his reaction, but the best prank easily was when I trolled George the second day, or the third day,
dude,
I don't remember.
Dude, that got me good.
Because here's the funny part is I told George for months I'm gonna troll him, and he kept telling me, dude, I swear if it's a snake, I swear. And originally what I was gonna do was I was gonna buy one of those toy snakes and put it in his bed when he wasn't looking to troll him. But I decided that's a little too far if he overreacts, number one. And number two, I don't know if he'll fall for it. So instead what I decided... Yeah, so instead what I decided to do was... I knew he probably wouldn't be using the nightstand drawers, so a couple of days before our trip, I bought the tiniest little speaker you could get that was Bluetooth, and I put it in there, and...
Wait, you bought... I thought you found that from a store, like, while we were in there.
No, this was planned, dude. I was preparing for this days in advance.
God damn it.
But I put it in there, and I had my phone connected to the Bluetooth. And when he entered, and, was doing whatever in his room, I started playing snake noises in the drawer, quiet at first, so he wouldn't hear it as well. And what happened was he's just doing his thing, and then he's like, what's that noise? What's that noise? George, tell me what you heard. Tell me what your reaction was.
Yeah, I heard that hissing noise. And sometimes, usually when people flush their toilet, it makes like a hissing noise at first and disappears. I thought like our next door neighbor like flushed their toilet. So I was hearing shit. But like after like a minute of that, it was just hissing noise. I'm like, what the fuck? and then I like ran out of my room and I ran back in the living room. I'm like, George, what the hell is that?
Well, what you actually did was, yeah, you did that, and then you talked to you talked to the dude that peed in my car, and you're just
No, no,
like,
no, no, no. No, actually, he made it obvious because I wouldn't know it was a prank. I would have thought it was for real. His dumbass was sitting outside of the door. I think he was recording me, or he was
oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, oh yeah, you were.
George, I don't
or
think
like,
that's true though. I don't
or
think that's true because you kept on still freaking out, and you're just like, what is that? You hear that? You hear that? Then you ran downstairs and you went to get me, or no, you didn't go downstairs to get me. You ran downstairs and you're like, God damn it, George. And I started dying laughing because, I figured you'd know it's a prank. But what George didn't realize was, well, here's what George thought I did. George thought because I trolled George again, and I'm like, dude, I went to PetSmart and I bought a snake and put it in there. George fell for it, and he thought there was an actual snake in there, and he made me go upstairs and open the drawer and take the speaker out, and I'm just
oh, is it a
laughing.
drawer?
Yes,
So can I expose Krush for a second?
go for it.
So before he did that, John, he literally sent me a video of you and outside of your room. He was like, "Okay, so this is John's room, and I'm just gonna tuck the speaker right in here." And he
Shut
like
up.
recorded himself actually putting the speaker in.
Yep, I did that. That was me.
And then later on, the video. Remember when you said you sitting outside your room videotaping you? Yeah, he was. He
I got my
was.
friend
I
to do
saw
it.
the. Yeah, I watched the whole video.
Guess what?
Huh?
On a trip, you guys are booking your own place. I am not brewing with you guys.
I'll still find a way to prank you, right?
He's gonna shit in a bag and put it outside your door.
Bro, I'll
Then
just
light
bribe
on
one of the
fire.
hotel people and I'll be like, dude, you want to be in a YouTube video? Well, this is gonna be great. Trust me. Just just open the door for me. I'll give you like a $20 tip. I swear, and you can oversee it or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But bro, like I was laughing the whole time. Then I showed him the speaker and he's like, "Oh." And he actually thought I went out of my way to buy a snake and put it in there. Bro, what I was originally going to do was so much worse, and I decided not to do it because I thought it would be too messed up.
No, because apparently what I thought you did is, I didn't really think you did you bought a snake, but I thought you bought an animatronic snake. Because you know how there was a rainforest cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember this, but they sell like toys of stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought you bought a snake, a toy snake there. And then because we did go our separate ways, and that was when I got back, and you guys were back in the hotel. I didn't really know what you did.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But no, I didn't do that. But
Also, do you mind if this is the last topic?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're about to wrap it up. But dude, George's face when I brought down the speaker, he's just like, "Oh," and then he's like, "I hate you, George." He kept saying that so many times. But what and there was a few other things I did to troll him as well. George also told me another NFL player indirectly he hated, which I tortured him for one night.
Dude, yeah, right.
I was gonna, real quick, I was also gonna say, originally I was gonna do this to you, George, at night, but I figured, I didn't want you having nightmares or whatever, and being afraid to sleep in the room. So, I decided to just do it in the middle of the day, because I figured you would try and hide in the bathroom and be the new bathroom man or something if I did it at night.
Sleep on the toilet.
Would that have happened, George? I'm just curious.
Well,
So we're going to end it here, y'all. Hope everyone enjoyed. I know we haven't done the podcast in a while. We'll get back into doing it more often, but if everyone enjoyed, if you did, make sure you either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out, or else you will be the next person that will get pranked by me, and the prank will consist of you going into your hotel room, and you're going to see Lenny's bare ass. So you don't want to see that, okay? Or else you'll be scarred for
Gonna
life.
see me naked on your bed.
And you'll turn to stone as if his ass was Medusa, okay? Anyway, we'll
That's
see y'all
all,
later.
folks.
Peace.
See
That's
you
all,
guys.
folks. What is this, the Looney Tunes?